Hey guys, welcome to video 2 of this Unity Catalog series. So where we are exploring what is Unity Catalog, what it actually means in terms of our day-to-day activities, in terms of what we have been doing with databricks, and how it simplifies the various processes of accessing data, providing permissions, and so on. So as we talked about in the previous video, when you have to read a file, you basically have to read a file from ADLS Gen 2, you basically have to use different options. And the option that we explored last time was, we tried to use the SPN service credentials and, try to access the data based on that. But in this video, we'll try to see how that can be, avoided or bypassed using Unity Catalog. So for that, let's look at the screen. So for using the Unity catalog, you have to explore or enable two or three options. First is your workspace that you're using should be enabled to use Unity catalog, and then you have to create a new cluster. So clusters that were created prior to enabling Unity catalog will not be used, and you will have to create a new cluster for this. So now what we have done is, let me go to the workspace. So this is the workspace, and if you see here, we have two clusters. One is cluster one, which we had used the last time around, and then you have your cluster UC, which, as the name suggests, is your Unity Catalog enabled cluster. And by default, if your workspace is enabled, you don't have to do anything extra. Uh, if your workspace is already enabled, then you would be whatever cluster you create will be and Unity Catalog enabled, and you can link or link your workspace, or you can have the Unity Catalog enabled on your workspace. So for that to do, let me show you what we can do. So this is another workspace where the Unity Catalog is not enabled. So what I would do is I would go into the launch workspace window, and you have to go to the, I think, settings. I think you have to go to the manage account window, and here you have to select catalog. So you can link one or more workspaces to one Unity catalog that you've already enabled, or you can create a new Unity catalog. So when we say Unity catalog, it basically means creating a new metastore. So you have metastore, and underneath metastore, you have three level namespace like catalogs, schemas, and tables. So if you already come from a database background, this is similar to your server, database, and table. So this is how you can enable it. Now I have already enabled it, so I would be using the workspace which I had already prepared. So this is how the cluster looks like, and we will go to the catalog. Now, just like we used to mount the ADLS Gen 2 paths, in a similar way, we can create external locations here. So how you can do it? You can just click on Add Data, go to Add an external location. This external location will in turn require a storage credential. So make sure that we have that storage credentials created. And there is one or two steps that you have to use. For example, you will have to use a connector when you're creating a metastore. I will not be covering that in this video because, as I said in my previous video, there is a detailed video by a database expert, so you can refer to that. So let's go to the catalog, and here we will go into the external data tab, or we will expand this external data window. There are three options here: storage credentials. There is external locations. So there is something called databricks connector, or I'm not sure if I'm guessing the name right, but there is something called connector which is used to connect to ADLS Gen 2. So basically, you have to create a connector. You have to use that connector and give the storage contributor access to the ADLS Gen 2, which I already have done. So by leveraging that, you can create external locations. So this external locations I've already created. You can see here This external location actually points to the raw folder which we had used in the previous video. Now the job becomes much easier if we go to the workspace, and I already have another notebook for this. This is the notebook. So let's just run this. Cluster is active. So if you run this, this actually refers to uh, the external location that we have created. And by using that, we can just read the file. So this external location that we created, we actually points to the folder where the file is stored. So we can just just run this command, and the data will be read. So let it run. So data will be read. So let's just try to see first few rows. This is how it looks like. So as you can see, it is a much simpler way to access data from ADLS Gen 2, and there are a lot of other benefits. Now there could be some, uh, some different paradigms of how we use dev, how we use it for dev, QA, and prod. So do we have to create three meta stores, or do we have to create one meta store? So we will explore those in the coming videos, but for now, I think this would be useful. So don't forget to subscribe and have a good day, guys. Thank you.